I'm awakened by paranormal, bubble guppies and Dora. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, I check my phone as I'm yawning, my news feed.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the RecRoom podcast, episode 5. This is RecRoom Jers.
Yo, TrApball. Good night.
And today we just want to go into a little bit of what everybody's talking about. We're going to try not to spend too much time on it, but just to give everybody a little glimpse of why Kanye is going so fucking crazy, or people think that he's going crazy, or is it just a bad marriage and he's trying to get out and he's just having that anxiety and everything is building up at once? Is it money? Is it drugs? Is it he's still trying to get over losing his mom? And me, I think it's a mix of everything. And I think Kanye being such a big star and his wife being, such a big star, that I felt like he wanted a divorce for a long time, but he just didn't feel like bringing it out or having the public in his business like that. So he's trying to, I guess, find a way now to kind of ease into it, even if he has to go Kanye crazy.
Kanye wanted a divorce with, what's her name, Big Booty Kim?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian.
Kim, yeah, damn, I didn't know that.
I'm a big fan of Kanye, so to see, I understand if he's bipolar, if he's having panic attacks or anxiety. I can deal with that. But there's some other shit that he's been saying that I just don't know exactly how to take, like the Harriet Tubman thing, or he's just had all of his facts, it seems like, ass backwards with this whole whatever, presidential run or whatever he's calling it, or I don't know what it's supposed to be.
So he really running for president, huh?
Yeah.
I ain't knocking him, man. Do your thing, man. Do what you do. I definitely ain't knocking him, no.
I'm a Kanye fan, but I'm damn sure not going to vote for him.
Nah, I ain't a Trump fan, if that's what you're saying. Nah.
No, as far as Kanye, I know I ain't voting for Trump again, but, I never voted for him in the first place.
If you vote for Kanye, you gonna vote for Trump again.
Vote for Kanye is vote for Trump, in my opinion. If your sole purpose is to get Trump out of office, voting for Kanye is not.
It's not it.
Yeah,
the votes that you put to Kanye, you take away from Biden, thus gives Trump an edge. So to me, if you vote for him, then you vote for Trump. As far as his attitude and his comments, I gave up on Kanye a long time ago. Kanye's been lost it to me. I think everything he does is calculated. I think all of this is part of something that he wants to ultimately build up for, whether it be his. Who did he just sign with the Gap clothing line? With the Gap,
and Gap stocks went down as soon as he did that.
Whether it be an album, there's something that he's gearing for. In my thought, everything, all this is nuts. Like I said, he's done such a 180 as a person and as an artist, and I can't ride with a lot of shit that he does now, and I just ignore him.
It's like I get when people's like, oh, he fell off because his music, he did the 808s and Heartbreaks, which was different. He did the Yeezus app. I could see being creative with, as far as the music goes. But, everything else that he's doing.
Yeah, like I said, the music to me didn't really take a huge. 808s was different than what you were used to as far as from Kanye to that point. But, The Dark Twisted Fantasy, that's a great album. Yeezus was horrible. Life of Pablo was alright to me, but.
But we should be doing. Let me get back to it. I enjoyed some stuff off of Yeezus. There's a few songs that I like. That Bound, I think everybody really liked that. Blood on the Leaves.
There's a couple songs that you can that I can tolerate, but overall, just the way Ye started with his first 3 albums, which you had College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those first 3 albums, I mean,
That's why I left
classic material, you know what I mean? And then the 808s and Heartbreaks, you know what I'm saying? There were some decent songs on there too.
That Amazing with Young Jeezy is probably the best one on that.
Yeah.
And I think Love Lockdown was just so big and Heartless was so big because they were radio hits. And I think more like pop people and people who like EDM and club music kind of gravitated towards
and then
them.
Dark Twisted Fantasy is arguably, you know, critically, I think is his best work, critically.
I love that album,
I
but
never listened to that.
like The Life of Pablo,
I
I think I have more. I don't know. Dark Twisted Fantasy is one of those albums I play all the way. Anytime I play it, I have to be in that mode where I can play it all the way through because I want to listen to one song, then I'm like, damn, now I want to hear that one, and I want to hear that one. But Life of Pablo is like, there are some songs on there that I can skip, and there are some songs on there where it's like, I need to play this.
To me, Life of Pablo, he's not really rapping to me. Like that, to me, that's where he kind of stops really rapping. You know, and everything he does now is not necessarily when he's spitting bars. It's more like he's talking, or you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I just after Life of Pablo, and to me, Life of Pablo wasn't as good as a lot of people. The best song to me was the song with Chance, and that's Ultralight Beat. So.
I seen I don't know if you've seen the YouTube video where Chance he's in the studio. He's got a version of Famous and Waves that he was supposed to be on. It was like some alternate verses. And to me, he said he brought him to Kanye, and Kanye was like, "Nah, we don't need it. We just need you on this part." And I think to me, those songs when he premiered them sounded a whole lot doper with, you know, Chance having a whole verse on them than just, you know, a little background singing part here and there. But I guess Kanye wasn't feeling it. But I think the fans would have enjoyed hearing that. And I mean, I just think, you know, overall it's safe to say that Kanye, we know he has a new album coming out. He's already posted track listings and posted titles everywhere. So he always gets kind of Kanye crazy whenever he has an album coming out. So I think just to wrap it up about that, that's basically all it is. He wants to sell that album and get that album out. So.
But you know Kanye West gonna sell that album.
I think a lot of his loyal, like me, I'm a Kanye fan, so I'll probably listen to it. But I don't want to go in with the preconceived notion like I'm just gonna hate this shit already because of, you know.
But you might not hate it. And just
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just because you don't like him for one thing, don't mean that you know his music gonna be like whack. You know.
I just want to see if he takes any shots at Drake because I know Drake been taking some shots at him lately on that heady freestyle. Him and Pusha T.
He's probably gonna take some shots. Shots fired all the time. You know, they gonna do what they do.
I don't know, because supposedly Kanye is all gospel type music now. So.
Yeah, but like I said, I think Drake has been taking a few shots at him now because if you really got beef with somebody, what's the best way to do it other than, you know, kick a man when he's down, just like Kanye right now is just not doing too good. And he knows, you know, we all know about his long-standing beef with Pusha T. With, you know, Drake and Pusha T. So with Kanye being the head of the label and Pusha T being under him, he's like, now I'm gonna take shots at the boss and the worker because it's that perfect time where I could just cripple them and just, you know, where they be begging me to end the beef. I think that's what Drake has in mind. But also I think not only in that sense, like I think Drake sees it's time for him to step up and keep releasing his new music.
Working on a weekend like usual.
Like there's people out there who are saying like Drake is releasing too much music at once. Like he's always got something new coming out. And
how do you stay relevant?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
how do you stay ahead of your peers of the ones that's like, how do you stay with the ones that's ahead of you already?
Well, there's nobody ahead of him. He's the biggest artist in music. The thing that you have to realize is that there's two different things. We're in the streaming era now, so the more material you have available, the more money you make, number one. Number two, in the middle of a pandemic, you can't do shows. A lot of artists get show money, they get tour money.
Yeah.
That's a large amount of how they eat. So when you can't do shows and stuff like that, you gotta keep putting out material
Yeah.
to get streams to make money. That's why you see people coming out with a regular edition of their album and then a deluxe edition of their album where there's 20, 30 tracks and shit. You know what I'm saying? The more streams, the more songs you have, the more revenue you can generate.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
even
what
know.
I'm seeing of it.
I even seen where August Alsina, after his little, all the shit he been into Jada Pinkett, he went back and added another song to his album because Rick Ross said it'd be good. It's a song called Entanglement, nonetheless. So, yeah, like anything that they're doing now where they can get that money and just sit back and be like, oh, I don't have to go out. I can't go out. I'm losing money here. Be like, oh, no, well, I know this is what people want to hear at this time. This is going to make my album go. It's all just a big promotional tool.
But Drake dictates a lot of how the music game goes because he is
Working on a
he
weekend
is
like
the top
you.
dog. Like there was just a comment the other day. They said a big time record exec, I think it was Steve Stout, said if Drake goes independent, the music industry is done. You know, major labels are finished if he goes independent.
No, it ain't.
Well, yeah, because I think, I want to say, in my opinion, another big rapper that kind
It ain't no-
of stands next to Drake, but not really. I want to say like Chance the Rapper, but that I thought about that when you said going independent, because really, if you look at it like Chance the Rapper, anything that he can, basically do with a label behind him, he could do himself, and he still has that push and that pull.
Chance is independent, but he kind of, I don't know, it's weird with Chance because he's got he's got Apple Music behind him. So it's like, yeah, you're independent on the source of like a record deal, but you have an agreement with Apple Music where you got the biggest engine in music pretty much behind you right now. So he's independent, but I don't know that he's independent. Like Nipsey Hussle was independent.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists out there that are fully 100% independent, but I don't think Chance is that independent. You know
Like,
what I'm saying?
I got a
I
question
thought
for
Chance
you.
was with
And
Kanye.
I know I'm going to go off script for the day, but you brought up Nipsey Hussle. Do you remember when Nipsey Hussle came out with the Crenshaw mixtape and he was selling for $100 a piece?
Yeah.
What artist do you think now that could come out with a mixtape that's just strictly, we just selling this, it ain't going to be online, it ain't going to be nowhere, $100? You think Drake could pull some shit like that off?
Yeah, depending on your name. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is Jay-Z gonna come about $31,000 worth of your shit.
Well,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It was about the hustle with fam. You know what I'm saying? And
Like, if an artist came out with a mixtape and it was like, yeah, it's $100, like, and you're like, who would you spend that $100 for? Like, who would you spend it for? You'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna get it.
I don't know. Probably like JT or Uzi or maybe even like a Snoop Dogg or Wiz. But
I could see myself spending $100 on a Jay-Z. If anybody from the Wu-Tang Clan dropped the mixtape, was like, yo, it's $100, best believe I'm like, I'm telling him now, yo, we taking $100 out the bank
That's
account.
different. That's that's the Wu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's the only, like Drake, I like Drake, but I'm good with Apple Music and Drake.
Drake can get that $100 because of his name.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
You
lot
know
of
what I'm saying? Like, a motherfucker gonna buy that because of Drake's name.
What made Nip significant in doing that is that he sold
It's
a lot
his
of
hustle.
records and it wasn't because he was the biggest name artist. So he was, I mean, at that time he was barely known. I mean, he was known, but he wasn't known. You know what I'm saying? To where you could demand $100 for your craft, for your work. You know what I'm saying? That would be the thing. It wouldn't be as impressive with Drake doing it as if we had a guy like I don't know, like Starlito or something. You know what I'm saying? Who?
If Starlito did it, I'd give him the $100.
You know what I'm saying? But if Starlito sold 10,000 copies at $100, that's far more impressive than Drake's doing all his numbers.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie about Starlito. I had no idea who he was until I moved out this way. Like, I usually keep up with down south hip hop too, but I had no idea who he was until I moved out this way. And actually, your brother Bone got me first started. he started talking about Starlito, and I was like,
2002 when we got up on Lito.
because he was
all-star then.
He was all-star, yeah.
he was he was telling me about when I used to do CDs. He's like, yo, can you get me the Starlito CD? And I was like, yeah, I keep hearing about him. I said, I'm gonna look him up. So I got the CD for him, and I was at work one day, and I just had all the songs on my phone. And I ended up, that's back in the day before Apple Music was even a thing. You had to just connect your phone into the computer and put all your music on. Yeah. So I started like listening to my music, and the song popped up, and I'm like, damn, who is this? I never heard this before. And it was I think the song "Pray For Me" with him and Don Tripp, and I'm like, oh, this shit kind of tight. So that made me like, yo, I really do need to go back and listen to this dude. So, but on that question, who would you like say you would pay $100 for their mixtape or an album that comes out?
You know, we were talking about Kanye. Kanye to me at one point was like the highest of the high. I held Kanye very high. Like if you told me Kanye had the original Good Ass Job or something, you know, like the album that was supposed to come.
Yeah, when Dark Twisted Fantasy came, yeah.
But if you told me you had he had that original album or something like that, and you could get it, like I'll pay $100 for that. You know, I might pay $100 for like some Freddie Gibbs shit. Like I'm a big fan of Freddie Gibbs.
I gotta go back and start listening to Freddie Gibbs. I might check him out tonight.
You know, there's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, obviously Jay-Z. There's not many I'm gonna pay $100.
Is him and Academics fighting, or is that No, I'm talking about they're supposed to be boxing or stuff. I don't think Academics ain't doing it.
Who's supposed to be boxing?
Academics. Freddie Gibbs was making fun of Academics, and Academics tried to.
He called them irrelevant, didn't he? Or no?
Yeah, because
he called Jeezy irrelevant, or
Freddie called Jeezy irrelevant, and then Academics said if Jeezy's irrelevant, you're irrelevant.
Well, yeah, because isn't that Freddie's dude though, right?
They haven't been cool for a long time.
See, like I said, I haven't really been keeping up with Freddie Gibbs, but I gotta go listen to him because I hear so many people talk about him, but I don't really see DJ Academics trying to box nobody anyway. So, but yeah, like I said, if it's somebody from the Woo or somebody like that, yeah, I'd pay $100 for a mixtape. And even like you said with Kanye, if it was at a time where it was still everything on good terms with, you know, me inside and what Kanye is doing, then yeah, I would definitely do it for Kanye. But right now, like I said, I'm debating on listening to the album even on Apple Music, just paying, you know, $9.99 a month for everything that I, you know, listen to in general, to even just add that into it, even though I'm paying for it anyway. I'm like, I just did a promo for Apple Music, so hopefully they hear this and pay us. But yeah, we got the MacBooks out, iPhones. We need a check from Apple. So
big check.
Yeah, but
be a small one. A check.
A check.
I was
please.
I was just actually watching some Kanye YouTube videos on the makings of the album, and I was looking at that Good Ass Job because I was like, yo, that was like the one that was supposed to, you know, come out before that. And I remember seeing the cover for it and everything. And he was like, nah, he just decided to switch it up.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad he did though, because like I said, I'm thinking, what if Good Ass Job wasn't really a good ass album, but that Dark Twisted Fantasy was.
I think what stopped that, because at the same time, you know, his mom died, so you know, the music changed.
Yeah.
After that, you know what I'm saying? So I think as long as you have, if he'd have stayed true to what that whole, you know, the whole theme, the school theme, and you know, doing that whole thing, I don't think he could have lost with that album. That he kept it the way it was, you know what I'm saying?
But I would say I definitely download whatever Kanye is doing before I download any new stuff coming out from Clown Guy. So
tell you what, man.
Mr. 69 or whatever he's doing now. So
I ain't listened to Kanye in a minute. I think it was the celebration or whatever it was around the 808 heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? I'm up on a little bit of it, man. And, you know, it ain't just something that I go, you know, looking for. You know what I'm saying? I want to download. If I hear it, I hear it. But I mean, Kanye is like gonna always be Kanye. It don't matter if you got anything good to say about him or bad to say about him. I mean, it's Kanye. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dude's a fucking, he's an animal. Whether you like him or not.
Yeah,
you can't change his place in
really
history, in the history of music.
You really
like,
can't.
As much as I don't like to fuck with him now, like he's still one of the most influential hip-hop artists of all time. Like he's God status as far as hip-hop. In my opinion, he's that cold. But I mean, his light reactions is just. I mean, his recent actions have been. I can't salute that shit. I can't.
Yeah, it's entertaining to watch and sad to watch.
But it's like
it's like because
it
really looks like he has a problem, and it looks like he's like with those tweets that he had. Like the whole
He's talking
Get
about
Out was about.
and he was talking about his. At the rally, he was like, "My dad wanted to have an abortion." I'm like, "Whoa!" Like,
all of that looks like you crying for somebody to help.
He told what he told
but
the girl in the crowd.
I think he's so egotistical. He's so Kanye. Like
Kanye is in love with Kanye more than he's in love with anybody else.
How do you tell somebody who's a self-made billionaire anything? How do you like? How do I come to you and tell you what you should be doing?
It's like I think,
regardless if you think you want my help, but once I come and give it to you, are you really going to accept what I'm saying to you? Because who am I compared to who you are?
And I think like another thing with him is that like I see somebody having like high self-esteem, which Kanye used to always brag about himself, and he's a rapper, so it's like, yeah, okay. But then there's a point where you could be like, all right, nigga, like
the whole Rose, I mean not the Rose part, but the Harriet Tubman shit, and it's like that was a dumbass statement, and then people want you to be like, well, I think he was talking about this. Look, nigga, like now you trying to get in politics. Like we're not deciphering. We're not deciphering a rhyme. Nigga.
And
say what you're talking about.
If you want our vote, man, you definitely have to say what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I wonder if any rappers are gonna actually like start making like diss tracks for just him and what he said, or are they gonna just try to reach out to him and be like?
People have come out. I saw Trey Songz that came out.
Oh yeah, Trey Songz said, "Get this nigga out of here." Yeah.
That's Trey Songz though.
T.I. came out and said something against him.
And I think Snoop went live and had some things to say. So, I mean, I think either you're gonna get two sides of people. You're gonna get the people who diss him, be like, "Yo, I can't fuck with you." Like, just like Lil Baby. He said, I want a Lil Baby to do a song with me, but he won't do it. And I'm like, I don't blame him. Yeah. And then you're going to have people who are like, yeah, I got to reach out to this dude because I need to really see what's going on. But I think the disses are coming, too. Like, and I think since this quarantine, everybody's been stuck in the house, and it seems like now somebody's just waiting for somebody to get on the record and sound like they're saying something about them so they can strike back. And, like, I mean, I get it. I understand you want to, have some, fun or some competition and have something to do. But, like, it's just people getting into it that I'm like, why? Like, why is this even going on? And, like, two rappers that I think, they're not even beefing over hip-hop. They're beefing over podcasts right now. Yeah. And that's Gillie and Joe Budden. And I'm like, to me, I like them both. Like, I'm from South Jersey, and we're close to Philly, so... I fucked with Gillie for a long time. But also, I'm from Jersey, so I fucked with Joe Budden heavy. So, I'm like, for them two to be going at it, like, why? Like, I think people know who they've already put their place in hip-hop, so people know who they are. Cool. And I think they should just go ahead and go on and do what they're doing and not worry about each other. But... the one thing that I did hear that a whole shit started was that I heard this, like I said, just going around. Joe Budden was mad because of how long it took him and, to get his podcast started up and things like that. When Gillie and Wallow with $1 million worth of game, they just kind of came in and was like, boom, like after like the second, third episode, people was like, yo, like they got a call from Barstool Sports and was like, yo, we need to get, we need to buy that podcast. And that's what everybody's saying. It's just like a thing of, like, how the fuck did these niggas get up before?
See, I know, I can't remember exactly what the beef was before, but they had beef on the podcast shit, and then they squashed it. And then something else came up, and I seen where Gillie was pissed talking about how they own their shit and Joe doesn't own his, and they're partners and they're not workers and this and that. And I think the problem is they're both rap niggas, and they haven't accepted well, I think Budden has more so, but he still acts like a rap nigga, where Budden accepts the fact that he's part of the media now, but he approaches everything like a rap nigga. You know what I'm saying? So when you have two rap niggas and, you know, there's competition and, you know, they're in the same, you know, the same lane again, you know what I'm saying? Now it's, you butting heads, so it's not like friendly competition, like now that, you know, you talk about who's money and this and that, the third, you know what I'm saying? Like it's getting there. And I mean, it helps them both because they're both going to get views from it, you know what I'm saying? But I think whenever you have niggas who've been rapping and the elements of how they rap, you know, Joe is very lyrical and Gillie is very confrontational, but so is Joe. They're gonna bump heads at some point.
See, and Joe is another one, like, he gets confrontational because people are saying, you know, he's bipolar too, and he's this and that, and his mental health. So when he gets this, like, he goes like,
what if he just misunderstood? Like, what if they just misunderstood?
I mean,
what if they don't just take no shit from nobody? Like they
don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but what if people just putting that on them because they so different, and you can't approach them like you would approach like a normal motherfucker? You know
I mean, and I think they have to be defensive because they're from the street, and now they're in this limelight where you don't know who's coming up to you to show love or who's coming up to you to, you know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, that plays a part in it. But also at the same time, like I said, I just really don't see why those two would go. Like, to me, they seem like they're on the same level. Like, to me. I don't think, you know, it's not like
same
how...
level as what? Podcast or music?
Podcasting.
Everything.
I think...
Music and... no.
I think Joe has had a little more success in both lanes. Joe's name is bigger than Gillie's.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Gillie, yeah. I mean, Gillie is more so known for his beef with Wayne. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a big Gillie Kid fan. I've known Gillie for a long time since Major Figures. But he's more so known by the public as far as...
Yeah, like Wayne's ghostwriter, yeah.
With Wayne and the alleged ghostwriter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know,
see, what they was saying, the way it was explained to me was like, Gillie is like, yeah, I wrote these songs, and they just wouldn't credit. So I was like, shit, well, maybe he is the ghostwriter.
I mean,
but like I said,
you can always connect the dots.
You think Gillie wrote them songs?
I do. I think he wrote some of them. I think Carter 1 is... You have to look at the evolution of Lil Wayne. I mean, when you have Lil Wayne, if you follow Lil Wayne from beginning to end, Lil Wayne's rap style from when he first started was never about no bars, no lyrics.
But you gotta think though, if you're actually into music and doing music, you evolve.
No, 100%.
And I mean,
but his style
evolve like that. The rest of them niggas don't cash money. Been rapping forever.
Yeah, his Wayne style did a complete 180.
Wobbly to the greatest rapper alive.
Money.
You don't do that. Like I said, where I give Wayne credit for, what I think Gillie did was taught him rhyme schemes and wrote some shit, and then what Wayne was able to do was master the shit. So you have to give Wayne a lot of credit from one point after the other, because Wayne biggest shit is after Gillie. So, because I think it's alleged that Gillie wrote Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go post Carter, Carter 2 was bigger than Carter 1. Carter 3 was bigger than all of them. You know, Wayne's rise is on his own as far as perfecting.
I just think
the Carter was like so Wayne. It was like like I would say
you can also connect Gillie to 500 Degrees because he was with Cash Money. He's in the Way of Life video. Wayne was wearing one of Gillie's chains. Like I think Gillie probably wrote some on that album because that's the album where he got lyrical. Like if you listen to 500 Degrees, compared to the one before that, which I believe was Lights Out. But Wayne is starting to rap.
And see, I noticed, of course, I knew who Lil Wayne was, from his first album and up, but it seemed like you would hear about him here and there, just like somebody say, oh, who's a rapper today that you know he's famous, but you just see him here and there, something NBA Youngboy, da-da-da-da, he's, we all know he's famous, but you don't hear his name as much as you hear Drake's name or Chance's name or something like that. So I think what happened was, when I seen Wayne getting completely different, like Carter 3 was when I heard, I might be mistaken. No, not Carter 3, but what's the one with Hustler music on
that's
it?
Carter 2.
It's Line 'Em Up, the first.
That's
Carter 2. That's when everybody I knew, even in Jersey, was like, Wayne this, Wayne that. That's when and then he dropped the dedication.
And then you got all the mixtape material that's just it's ridiculous. So Wayne definitely is a legend, but I just think there's a period in there that's not known that I do believe Gillie had something to do with Wayne's development. Now, the way that Wayne went about it, I'm saying, if you taught me something, I can say, hey, shout you out, for teaching me how to do this and that and the third, and I perfected it. It's a whole other thing to just say you never did shit. And I think that was Wayne's approach, where he never paid homage to Gillie for whatever he did, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that wasn't the relationship. Maybe it was a strictly, I'll pay you, and this is what it is. I don't know, but I think that, to me, that's how Gillie took it.
I think, I wanted to say on the subject of Wayne, I know Birdman is, because, anytime somebody brings up Wayne in the conversation, Birdman always seems to come up. From what I just heard, that Birdman is going to retire, but he reached out to Wayne to see if he would do a Father Like Son Part 2. Do you think, number one, do you think Wayne would do it? And number two, do you guys think Wayne should do it?
I don't think Wayne should do it, but I think he's going to do it.
I think so.
I don't think he should do it, me personally, because of all the fuckery that he went through. You let somebody come in and infiltrate, Father Like Son. You know what I'm saying? We went platinum and double platinum and whatever the fuck, sky's the limit, And you just, I don't know, man. I don't think he should do it, but I think he's going to do it. If that makes any sense.
Do I think he should do it? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say yeah. And to the other question, yeah, too. Should he do it? Yeah. Do I think he will do it? Yeah. But I say he should do it because I just want to hear what that album sounds like. I want to hear what the songs sound like. I want to hear if it sounds like the Father Like Son, the first one.
I don't care to hear it. Because Wayne don't rap like he used to me. Wayne is not the same as number one.
He's a Mars.
Birdman was never desirable to hear as a rapper.
Right.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So are we listening?
I'm where on the first Father Like song, you can have 15 songs where you have Prime Wayne carrying Birdman on every song, and you can still hear it. Now you have Wayne that's life is hit Wayne, and Wayne, is good here and there on a song where he's spazzing, but can Wayne go 15 songs strong carrying Birdman where you keep everybody?
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
And I wouldn't do it if I was Wayne, just off the fact that the whole shit that Birdman pulled is taking his money, and then not only take his money, then you go affiliate yourself with Young Thug.
That shit bullshit, man.
He
shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
But he's going to do it.
And see, I didn't even think. I forgot about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
He was constantly shooting shots at Wayne and antagonizing him and trying to get him to do this and that and the third.
And then Wayne,
that was Baby's, rich
right
man,
hand, man.
So,
somebody's tour bus. I think something happened with a tour bus getting shot or see, that slipped my mind. But I wanted to see, when they were actually, together and actually just doing music, you could tell, Wayne had love for him, he had love for Wayne. But what I'm saying is I want to see now in this time, since all the shit transpired, is it gonna sound like can we tell as fans in the audience like it's like oh shit like they don't even.
The first one, they was you could tell that there was living life and really enjoying what they're doing. Because you had championship rings, it was Never So Soft, and all that was off the first one.
Make a long story short, Birdman did dude in, man. You ain't never supposed to do Wayne like that, man. Yeah. And I believe dude is like really the best rapper alive. Like he's in his own lane. Like you can't like really compare nobody to him.
As much as I don't listen to him now, if I had to name a Mount Rushmore, he would be in mine. He's been that cold for his career. Where to me, he's a top 4.
Like I know I've said this before, but I think what happened with Wayne with me was I liked Wayne at first, and then everybody he became really really popular. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna lay back off of Wayne because too many other. And I'm just the type of person. It don't matter who it is. If everybody else is wearing Jordans, I don't want to wear Jordans because I'm gonna look. How am I supposed to stand out if I'm wearing the same shit as everybody else? So when everybody started talking about Wayne, I didn't really see it as I need to go listen to him. I'm like, okay, now I need to fall back because I got so tired of hearing them from everybody else and everybody else playing them. And then when I was like, he really does have some good music, and went back and started listening again, I'm like, I am a Wayne fan. But I just, like I said, at that time, it was so many people on him, I was like, I'm going to back up.
If you didn't know Wayne was from Louisiana, you wouldn't know he's from Louisiana by the way he rap. Another guy like Ed Currency, you know what I'm saying?
I like Currency.
They're different, in their own ways, and they're like down south, southern slang. Man, you wouldn't even know they was from down south, bro. With how they use their words and how gifted they are, when they come on the track. You can't say that for anybody else.
Yeah, and see, I think I'm gonna take my answer back now because I was gonna say but that was the main reason. I forgot about all that other extra shit that they was doing. But I just really wanted to see would it really sound like two people that really. You get what I'm saying? Got it going good on an album, or is it gonna sound like damn they still mad at each other? Because the fans can hear it in the music.
No, I think it'll be a process, and they'll get progression. It'll be it's gonna be worth listening to. Maybe the first 5 songs, last 7 songs might not be worth shit, but you can guarantee the first 5 songs are gonna be all rockers.
And now to bring it to 2 rappers who don't actually have beef, but they're doing a battle tonight. And I want to touch on this before we get out of here. Who we got, Snoop or DMX? Who do you think for the battle is worthy of actually taking it in the line of whether it be hits or just better albums? Or because to me that's hard to say. I've been a fan of Snoop growing up, and I've been a fan of X since he started, and I think Snoop is definitely a legend. And I mean I think
go ahead.
DMX is a legend too, but I think Snoop to me, I want to just go ahead and say Snoop, but I think because of that,
You're a smart man.
Yeah, and not only that, but like I said, I've been listening to Snoop when I was from 9 years old to, I'm 36 now. And DMX, I've been listening to him for a while, but not that long to get as acquainted with him as I have with Snoop.
I'm awakened by paranormal, bubble guppies and Dora. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I check my phone as I'm yawning. My news feed.